If you use the Google Assistant to do certain actions every day and you don't currently use Google Assistant routines, you're definitely missing out. Google Assistant routines allow you to automate a lot of Google Assistant actions. You can group multiple actions together and set them to go off at a specific time on a certain day. So let's dive into how to use the Google Assistant routines and some of the best ways I've found to use them over the many months I've been testing them. Now, a word of warning, based on where you live and what version of the Google Assistant that you use, some of the functionality I demo in this video may not have rolled out to you just yet. You can use Google Assistant routines with both Android and iOS devices, as well as various Google Assistant speakers. So what types of things would you use Google Assistant routines for? Well, I'd boil it down to two main categories. One, grouping Google Assistant actions together, and then two, scheduling those actions to occur on a specific day or days at a specific time. So first, let's look at how you can use routines to group Google Assistant actions together. When you open the Google Home app, you'll see an icon for routines on the main page. Tap that and then scroll down to see the ready-made Google Assistant routines. Some of these routines are great for helping you with your daily schedule. Take the Good Morning routine. When you tap it, you'll see a couple of sections. The When section is where you can tell the assistant when this routine should be triggered. For routines like the Good Morning routine, they start when you say a specific trigger phrase to your Google Assistant. To see and edit those trigger phrases, tap the line to edit the commands. You'll see that by default, the Good Morning routine has trigger phrases like Good morning, tell me about my day, and I'm up. But you can also add your own trigger phrases to this routine, such as morning, sunshine, etc. Moving back a page, the Assistant Will section shows you all of the potential actions that the Google Assistant can do in this routine, like take your phone off silent if you have an Android phone, adjust the media volume of your Google Assistant devices, adjust lights, plugs, and more, thermostat, lighting scenes, tell you about the weather, your commute, today's calendar, and your reminders, and then of course, you have the option to add an assistant action, like asking Google for today's date or to ask about the latest news on a specific topic like Tesla or anything else you want. The last part of the routine is the And Then Play section. This part of the routine will tell the Google Assistant to play either music, news, radio, podcasts, an audiobook, or do nothing. For music, if you have a specific playlist on your linked music service, you can have the Google Assistant play that playlist. If you want to play news, you can click on that gear icon to customize the news sources that you want the assistant to play from. For radio, you can tell it which radio station to start playing from. For podcasts, it can continue playing the last played podcast on Google Podcasts. Or you can tell it to play the latest episode of a specific podcast like New York Times The Daily. The audiobook option will pick up where you left off with your last audiobook in Google Play Books. Now, as you can see, I've customized my morning routine quite a bit to fulfill my needs by adding custom actions and also changing the order in which things occur. Alright, well that's just one routine that can help you throughout your day, but there are several others that I want to mention as well. When you look at the ready-made routines, you'll see more routines like bedtime, which is similar to the Good Morning routine, except with actions more focused on helping you unwind as you get ready for bed. So you'll see options to put your Android phone on silent, tell you about tomorrow's weather, ask for what time an alarm should be set for, lock your doors and arm your security system, adjust media timers, adjust the thermostat and the lights, etc. One cool thing that I really like about the bedtime routine is that it can end by playing sleep sounds like sounds of the ocean, a thunderstorm, rain, white noise, a fan, and more. The sounds will automatically stop once you've fallen asleep as well, which is pretty legit. Other actions that can help you with your daily routines are ones like I'm home, which is great at having the assistant automatically turn on your smart lights, start some music, turn up the thermostat, tell you the news, etc. Leaving home can do the inverse. I use it for the assistant to turn off my lights, set the thermostat to away, etc. Now, if you commute to and from work, there's also a pre-made routine for that as well, like having the assistant give you traffic updates to your destination, and you can also have the last action of this routine be to navigate to that destination if you're triggering the routine from your phone. Now, so far we've only covered the pre-made routines in the Google Home app, but you can of course make your own routines as well. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to go ahead and create a routine I've been meaning to create, which is one to help get me in the mood to clean my home. To do this, we'll scroll up to the top of the Google Assistant routines page and tap Add a routine. In the When section of our new routine, let's add some commands first to trigger the routine. We'll use let's clean, get cleaning, and cleaning time as our phrases. Now notice that we do have an option to set a time and a day for this routine, but I'll come back to that later on. All right, let's add our first action. Now when we tap to do that, notice that we have two options. We can enter a command or we can browse popular actions. The popular actions are divided into several categories like home control, get info, communication, and do note under communication, because I'm demoing this on an Android phone, I do have the option to use the Google Assistant to send a text message to someone. And the last two sections are your devices and custom responses. Custom responses are really fun because you can basically get the Google Assistant to say whatever you want. For my get cleaning routine, I'm going to first use the custom response action, and that's because I want the Google Assistant to give me kind of a saucy response. Clicking on the gear icon will allow us to type in what we want the Google Assistant to say, and in this case, I want it to say, "Oh, all right, if you insist, starting up my cleaning wizardry." Click OK and then click Add. Next, let's have the Google Assistant turn on all of the lights in my home, and for the lights that can turn different colors, let's have it turn those lights to a daylight color. To do that, let's go under Home Control and select Adjust Lights, Plugs, and More, and then select the gear icon to change your smart devices. Now, if your home is like mine and you have a ton of lights, it's going to be easier to do this as a command. So let's move to the Enter Command section, and we're going to add in there Turn on all lights. Next, to make sure all of our Philips Hue smart lights are the daylight color, we're going to say turn all lights to daylight. Next, I want the Google Assistant to start the Roomba and have it clean all rooms. To do this, we'll add in the command tell Roomba to start cleaning. Lastly, let's play some music to pump me up for cleaning while the Roomba vacuums. I'm going to have it play my on repeat playlist from Spotify on all of Josh's speakers, which is a group of speakers in my home. Now, the reason I added the music action with a custom phrase versus using the and then play section is that I wanted the media to play on a specific group of speakers, which you can only do by adding a custom action.
Oh, all right, if you insist, starting up my cleaning wizardry.
Alright, so we've covered the pre-made routines as well as shown you how to create your own routine from scratch. Now the last part of routines that we need to cover is how to schedule a routine to occur on a specific day at a specific time. You can do this when you create a custom routine, but note this option isn't available in the ready-made routines. So for example, let's look at the get cleaning routine we just made. Say I was better about cleaning at the same time each week. We can set a time and a day for this routine to occur, and then choose a speaker that will start this routine. Do note though, this is now optional. If you don't select a speaker, the routine will still go on as planned. You'll likely want to keep adjusting the actions within your routines over time. I found that when I first create a routine, I'm a little aspirational as to what I want the assistant to do for me, and then 6 weeks will go by, there's a part of a routine that's just kind of driving me crazy, and I'll go back in and I'll streamline the actions within that routine. Now, we have barely scratched the surface in terms of all of the potential situations you can use Google Assistant routines for. So here are a few more examples for inspiration on how you could potentially use Google Assistant routines. Having a leaving work routine where the Google Assistant will automatically text someone you're on your way home, tells you how long the commute will take, and starts your daily drive playlist. Or an outdoor walk routine that gives you the weather forecast for the next hour, starts your workout playlist, and opens up the personal safety app on your Pixel, which will automatically share your location with loved ones if you don't check in after your walk. or a routine that will simply group all of your holiday decorations together, so when you tell the Google Assistant to turn on and off your Christmas lights, all of them will turn on and off in unison. There are so many things you can do with Google Assistant routines, especially if you have a lot of smart home devices, as well as Nest speakers, Google Assistant devices, etc. Now, if you're interested in learning more about either starting a smart home or expanding your smart home, you should check out a video we did on that topic called How to Start a Smart Home. You can click on the card here in this video, or I'll also leave a link to it in the video description below. Also, if you want to learn more about the Google Assistant, we've put together a playlist of all of the Google Assistant feature update videos we've done. It's a great way to learn even more about the Google Assistant, as well as stay up to date on the latest Google Assistant features, so make sure you check that out as well. Now, if you liked this video and found it helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe to the channel to see more Google Assistant related and tech related videos like this one. For 6 months later, I'm Josh Tedder. Thanks for watching.